For all of you guys that's still looking for an FSCA regulated broker, please use the link in my description to head on over to QuasiTrade. They have two account types, USD and ZAR, and their spreads are quite competitive. Open an account with the knowledge that no one here will run away with your money overnight. And for those of you that's still looking to learn with free educational videos without having to pay a cent to anyone, please pop on over to the second link in my description. That is the link for the YouTube channel of Rolio Jack. There you will learn a plethora of things like technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and how to apply the COT report to your trading regiment. Now, let's get into that video.
FBI, open up!
The ex-CEO of Fxgoat was recently featured on Top Trader SA in a podcast episode, and I know they're going to talk about the downfall of Fxgoats. Let's get into this video to see what it's about.
This giant, Fxgoat, probably in our time right now, and kudos to the I think, can I say to the twins?
To the twins, yes.
To the twins, yeah. Kudos to Emmanuel and Tapelo for what has been accomplished with Fxgoat. I think it's one of the very few in this particular generation. I think the previous generation, we had seen this being done by Go Forex. We'd seen this being done by Sandile and whatnot, and now comes to a whole new generation, and then we see it being done again. And so there's always that one individual that is kind of separated, or that entity that's kind of separated from the rest of, like, okay, actually those guys actually did it right, you know, and kudos to them. But now that's not there anymore. I'll say this, and it's out of respect though. Fxgoat is no longer Fxgoat anymore.
No. So before I go any further, I know there's going to be Fxgoat fans that are hating on me for talking about this, but I am forever grateful for what Fxgoat has provided to me and what they have managed to do for me in terms of in the public space, you know, building an image, and like you say, kudos to them to what they've managed to achieve. The part where it comes down to where I disagree is how they've managed to sustain where they are. Because I think in the beginning, you started the company for a reason, and you were doing that reason, and you were fulfilling that reason, and you were making money. But then you sort of outgrew what you wanted to do in the first place. And I think with every company, there's growing pains. But when you lose what your purpose is why you started the company, that is where I find it very difficult. And, you know, I don't agree eye to eye on what they've done. In the last this year, I'm going to say there's better ways they could have handled it and stuff like that. And you know, I don't wish them you know, a failure or anything like that. I wish them success, and I want to see them eat, just not at my table. And that's the biggest thing, is there's no hate, there's no nothing. There's simple disagreement on business terms of what they did and how they managed things. And you know, I think if Fxgoat continued with what it was supposed to be doing and how it was doing, we'd be a powerhouse in the industry.
That's
but like
so
I
true.
said, you get lost in the sauce.
And the sauce was too much. So from the outside perspective, you know, when you look at Fxgoat, you see it's the four guys. It's Andy, Jaguar, Emmanuel, Tapelo, and then eventually Fxgoat became this thing of like this. Everyone now is like an Fxgoat mentor. At some, you know, everyone's the goat. Everyone's the goat, you know. And then when did things start falling apart? Because I feel like the moment, you know, whatever disagreement was had that side, you know, and I know. Here's one thing I'll say is that I've spoken to everyone individually, but I know there's no beef like that. It's just a matter of.
Before he speaks further, I believe where it all fell apart now is when Fxgoat couldn't pay the employees anymore. And you must understand, if you look at the previous video where we exposed them for this, they made the employees move from where they were staying, can't remember where that was, to where they were at. Now, I'm not sure if it's Joburg or Durban, one of the two, right? But they basically told the employees, but listen, if you come, there's job for you. But if you don't come, you are subbed from the team. You are not part of the Fxgoat anymore. And some of them actually, I think it's all of them, actually followed them. And then there was a few months that they got paid. and then they somehow didn't get pay anymore. I think that was the realization for the people within Fxgoat that the organization is busy falling apart now.
Everyone just has a different purpose in life, and then y'all just wanted to go different ways. But I feel like from that point, that's when I was like, from a guy from the outside, I'm like starting to see is like, hey, one of them is gone. Okay. And then somewhere down the line, people are dropping out left, right, and center. Yeah. Was there a particular reason to that?
Okay, I want to say when I joined Fxgoat and I was promoted as CEO, I got blamed for firing Andile.
Really?
I was the Mlungus coming, he's taking over everything, he's getting rid of Andile.
Yeah.
But there was a disagreement between Emmanuel Tapelo and Andile.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't see eye to eye and anything that they were doing, and they just decided that, it's best that we go our separate ways. And I think, like anything, if you look at like bands and stuff, everyone starts out as a band and then they go out and do their own thing. And I think it's just a natural progression of life as you're thinking. I don't blame Andile to thinking, if I'm doing all of the work or most of the work for the company and I'm only getting a percentage of it, why not do my own thing and I can get 100% of it? And that's why I say he went out and he started his own thing, Providence FX, and he had his own mentors and stuff. But the thing that people don't see is, it's like, imagine today's Friday, Andile has announced that he's left. And now it's Monday, Andile has announced an academy with mentors. Do you think a process like that happens over a weekend?
Definitely
so this is something that happens, weeks or months in advance, where Andile is not happy with something or wants something to change. So now I'm going to start doing my own thing. And I think that's where the biggest thing comes in, because the contracts that I put into place, you couldn't work for Fxgoat and then go work for a competitor. And I think just by having things like that, and they were going after Andile because the contract and stuff that I had made, and that's where the big disagreements and stuff came in. And I know I don't know the full details, but I know the disagreement was over money.
Yeah, I think it's always over money.
Yeah. I don't want to throw Andrew under the bus like this, but I believe Andrew knows the whole spectrum of that thing. It's just that it's running in court, so he can't talk about it. I think that is what's happening there.
If it's not girls, it's money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, that part happened. Okay, and then we go down to now. I think probably one of the most shocking news was like Fxgoat is coming to an end, or however that was phrased at the time.
You're referring to that statement on Instagram?
Yes, the Instagram statement. I want to go to the events surrounding that particular statement right there, or to the events leading up to that.
Okay, I want to say, as chief executive, everybody thought that the decision was mine and that I was doing everything, but a week or so prior to this statement that the twins had put out on Fxgoat, I actually drove down to Durban because the offices that they moved into there needed renovation. And I went there for 2-3 days renovating that office. And now for me, when somebody gets asked to renovate, I'm not going to renovate only for the company to close down next week. But I had no idea about this.
Sure.
So I went to Cape Town, I met all the mentors, everyone was in high spirit, everyone was happy. We even went shopping for all the stuffs, and I could see, and we did all the work and stuff, and then we came back. And then that following, I don't remember, I know it was the 28th, without even a message. This is the part where I disagree with how they handle things.
Yeah.
Not even a message, not even an email, not even a kudos, nothing. It just gets put on Instagram. So
but you're the CEO.
Exactly. But now as CEO, I get all the mentors questioning me, why haven't I got a job anymore? And I have to turn around to them and say, guys, I've just learned about this at the same time as you. There's nothing, I was not involved in the decision. I was not even spoken to about this, nothing. But now all of them are turning to me for answers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sitting in the same boat as you guys.
You're finding out alongside with the public at this point.
Exactly. And then the real...
One thing this interview is making me believe now is that, because you guys know that I've exposed the goats before, and I've exposed them for lies on lies on lies. And when I say the goats, I don't mean them as a team. I mean the twins. I've exposed them for a lot of lies before. But it seems like in person, they are worse than what we have exposed them for. Yes, so it's a bad look for them.
I want to say the real friction point. So like it's the 28th now. Everybody is expecting to get paid. Oh, guys, there's no money to pay you this month. Meanwhile, no hate whatsoever. 2 weeks ago, there's a brand new M8 sitting in his driveway, but there's no money to pay staff salaries this month.
Greed.
So do you see where, as somebody that's at the high up of the company, I'm now being held responsible for these 11 people without jobs, but now you're telling me there's no money to pay anybody, but you got an M8 last week, and then you had that Mercedes 2 weeks before. How is there no money to pay any salaries? And that for me was the biggest sticking point in where everything turned. And I think just out of the greatness, because imagine the offices were in Vanabale Park, and now they're the message from the top was to say, guys, we are moving to Durban. If you don't move to Durban, cheers.
Durban.
So everybody packed up their life in Vanabale Park. And don't get me wrong, Vanabale Park is not an expensive area to live. They were living comfortably, they could do things. Meanwhile, Durban is on another spectrum. So now they've packed up their whole life and they've gone and they've moved into Durban.
Forex
and now there's 2 months. Okay, they've been working for a month, they got paid for a month, and now they're coming up to the second month to get paid. Sorry guys, there's no money. I can't afford, the company can't afford to pay you this month.
Wait. Did he just say they got paid for 1 month? And I was under the impression they got paid for a couple of... Whoa.
If you don't move to Durban, cheers. So everybody packed up their life in Vanabale Park. And don't get me wrong, Vanabale Park is not an expensive area to live. They were living comfortably, they could do things. Meanwhile, Durban is on another spectrum. So now they've packed up their whole life and they've gone and they've moved into Durban. And now there's 2 months. Okay, they've been working for a month, they got paid for a month, and now they're coming up to the second month to get paid. Sorry guys, there's no money. I can't afford, the company can't afford to pay you this month. Meanwhile, you've just left your family. You now need to find money to move. You need to pack up all your stuff. You need to pay your month's notice. And now you still expect everybody to get back home. I gave a few mentors petrol money so they could at least go home.
Sure.
Now, guys, before going any further, I want to revert back to the conversation that Ferguson had with Andile, where Ferguson told Andile that he has never seen a rich Fxgoat student. I believe that could be a direct reflection on the people within Fxgoat. Not the clients, the people that's running Fxgoat, the people that's part of Fxgoat, right? And as I've heard, Ferguson comes from money, his parents has money, so he won't lose anything by exposing them the way he did. But now hearing this also, it's like, aren't these guys mentors? Don't they also go through some type of evaluation process to see, but can you actually teach? Are you successful in your teachings? Or is it just a case of, oh no, you speak good English, come. Hey. Yo, guys, I have questions. Hey, Andrew, I can't wait for our podcast episode, bruh.
And from, I'm actually getting quite emotional about this, but from, somebody that can sit there and say there's not enough money to pay your staff, but don't worry, I'm driving home in an M8. It doesn't sit well with me. And especially when, in South Africa, jobs are very short to come by. So now somebody's been given an opportunity to have a job in something they love. You must see, I'm going to refer to Harvey. When I first met Harvey, he was somebody that, he had a sparkle in his eye. And when he got told he had the job and he could start teaching, he was like a different person, Before that, he was, I wouldn't say he was in a hole and stuff, but he just wasn't the same person that he was. And for Fxgoat, they did something really well by lifting somebody out of the dirt. And in my head, I'm picturing that image of Harvey working in the mines, especially with all the heartache that he's had with his family and stuff. I know his mom just passed away. And while he was in Durban, he had issues with his dad, I think. And to be told that now you don't have a job and now you're going back to dust, that for me did not sit well.
Sure.
And, for me, Emmanuel Tapelo, I wish you guys all the best and stuff, but you got to remember, you don't necessarily have to step on other people to raise yourself up. And that for me is exactly what happened.
Oh, no. Did he just say that? That gives you guys full scope. What did I just say a few seconds ago? A minute or two ago? It seems like they are worse in person. But like, what did this man just say?
And for me, being in a situation that I was, when I didn't get paid that month, I said, no, guys, there's laws. And the problem is the stigma that there was in Fxgoat is everybody was too afraid to speak up. There was never any backlash. They said you never got paid for today. I wasn't going to question you because I was scared you're going to fine me.
Oh,
And I think the biggest, I don't want to hype myself up too much, but when I was appointed CEO, everybody had somebody that they could at least speak to, if you know what I mean, if they were happy about. And that for me was the downfall of Fxgoat. I don't know what happened to, like I said, we were making money, the money was coming in. Now all of a sudden there's no money to pay anybody. It just does not make sense. And as chief executive, I said it today, and I don't know where the money's gone.
Sure.
But I can only make assumptions as to it sitting in a driveway. And it's going
you
on
guys know where
wheels.
the money is coming from now? You guys that's paying some for courses.
Thing is, I don't know how to put this.
Just put it straight, bruh.
There's a
also
reason for
irritating.
these platforms. It's not particularly
Because you helped.
it's to provide information to people. I'm like, yes, we won't lie, we do make money from these platforms. It's a business at the end of the day, but I want to discuss because right now when we look at Fxgoat, people see or people would perceive how can I put this? People would perceive that no, this for me is the end goal. There would be a facade, or right now that we'd see is that, hey, look, I need to be there. I need to be within that particular circle. And look.
Can I just say, you want to sound like facade. I was the first person to call their facade while you were still helping them build their brand. Because we can go to interviews that you had with them now. And when you compare the timing of that with when I exposed them already, you will see that you just as disingenuous, my bro. Nah, bruh. This is my problem with your platform, my bro. You platform these scammers, they start scamming people, and now for you it's like, oh, but like, I didn't know that. Nah, bro.
We speak about the jobs. I'm not against anyone having a job. Not at all. I've got a job myself. This is my job. Yeah, but I think the message of being, I feel like I'm also, this is for myself now, because I feel like I'm trying to put everything together. The message of people, we trade for financial freedom. We trade not to work 9 to 5. We trade because I won't lie, this is news to me that people hearing that, hey, mentors were yeah, I get it. They're employees, getting salaries, which obviously is understandable, and I'm just like, So now, but on social media, it's car number 17, car number 18, 20, 21, 22, and it kept going.
You guys called me
I don't know. I'm so defeated by the fact that this image gets put up, and not just by Fxgoat, by a lot of people in the industry. That, hey, look, come trade, and if you trade, and then you'll be successful. You'll have your own money. You won't work for anyone and whatnot. And I guess that is the message that is being passed on by a lot of people, but even as employees. And I'm just like, I feel like there's just like. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Sure.
You know?
Don't get me wrong. So as a company of Fxgoat, the individuals that were employed by Fxgoat at the time were there for a purpose.
Okay.
And not only did they benefit the company in terms of it allowed us to generate more revenue because now there was more bums on seats to host sessions. Because if you think about it, when I joined Fxgoat, there was something like 4,500 students between Emmanuel and Tapelo at the time.
Sure.
So now imagine as two individuals, how do you manage that amount of people?
Yeah.
You can't. So when people were employed, I know Tabanga and Tabiso were the first employee.
Tell me again, these guys aren't making money from students.
Of
Tell me
Fxgoat.
again.
And don't get me wrong, the trading aspect of it is real, right? But as a company, it's almost like us as a company, we're giving you an opportunity to show us your talent and put you in the limelight a little bit. And they did that with me as well. And don't get me wrong, I got a salary from Fxgoat, but it was not my main source of income. I can't say that for every other mentor, but the thing is it gave somebody an opportunity to work in an industry they love, as well as be surrounded by it all the time. And I want to say, when you were chosen as an Fxgoat employee, imagine how many people we had to choose through. So the select individuals that were taken on board for a specific reason. We saw something in them that were different compared to all the rest, if you know what I mean. So the trading aspect on that is all, I can say, real from the mentor side of things.
You can't work
And
at
our
any
keyword is
financial
mentors.
institution
Yeah.
with an FX
From that side of things, it's real because I can see the difference of. I'm going to go back to Harvey. When he joined, he was trading and stuff, and he was following my footsteps. And just the look on his face when he made his first $100, it's like, you know, when you hold like a lollipop up to a baby and, you know, I want to grab it.
Yeah.
That's the face that he bought. Is like, you know, once you're surrounded by these type of people, it's real. It is really, really real. And I think for a lot of the mentors that were there, they did get a lot of success because, again, I can tell you your future by your 5 closest friends. And when you're surrounded by everyone with a likewise mindset, you're only there to build on each other. You're going to succeed.
Yeah.
And I think Fxgoat provided that platform to those individuals to do so. Because, I mean, when you joined Fxgoat, I want to say you weren't vetted, okay, but you were a trader when you joined Fxgoat because that's why you joined in the first place. So it allowed you to use the Fxgoat brand image on your signals, on your own groups and stuff. So not only did it build the company image, it built the individuals. But then it got really sticky towards the end that, okay, if you want to charge for something with Fxgoat image, there's a portion that needs to come back to the company. And that's where things just started falling apart.
Greed! Oh! Sure! Didn't I just ask earlier? Like, I literally said, because these guys are dependent on a salary and because they weren't getting paid, they couldn't go on. That means they are dependent on the salary. But why are they dependent on the salary if they are a mentor? Don't you then know the markets? And how did you become an Fxgoat mentor? Weren't you required to like fulfill some sort of requirement, if I can say that? Like, are you a good trader? Are you profitable? How much have you withdrawn over X amount of time? How profitable have you been over X amount of years? But here, this man just said nobody was vetted. Guys, Fxgoat is worse than what we thought it was. Yes, so.
Not like anything.
I kind of get that. It's like franchising at the end of the day. Yeah, it makes sense. But then again, I do understand on both sides.
You know, but the thing is, for me, when I was in Fxgoat, I had signal groups and stuff, and I always charged for everything. But the biggest thing that there was a disagreement is I offered refunds. So if you joined my signal group and let's say you did not make any money and you said, Andy, I copied the exact same trades as you, I didn't make money. Okay, fair enough. Here's your money back. And the biggest thing is I said, guys, we need to put something in the company that shows that we're not interested in just eating the whole time. And again, disagreements came in because it's over money.
Sure.
No. These guys were greedy one way.
At this point, Fxgoat gets disbanded.
Completely, yeah.
Yeah, completely. Now we can only imagine these thousands of people, students at this point. Do you know what happened to them?
I don't. Again, reading from the statement, they said that all the new enrollments and stuff are going to be closed and all the existing students are still going to be managed. But from an aspect of visibility, I have not seen anything, because with me being in IT, I had access to all of the platforms from the backside, so all the Discord servers and stuff, but everything is collecting dust. There's absolutely, I don't know if there's new groups and stuff that have been made, but the existing groups that were all there are sitting in with, I think the last message is only advertisements that are being posted there. But in terms of the sessions and stuff that people paid for and the lifetime mentorship, hangas, I don't know.
You know, a lot of people, I don't want to ask this question. I don't want to, but I know a lot of people will have my head for not even asking you this particular question. The land.
The land.
The land. Yeah, because
Who exposed the land issue, man? Who exposed the land issue? And after speaking about the land, they never went back. They never went back.
obviously at this point, this was like, you know, inspiring so many people, but then the truth came out.
Again, you get lost in the sauce. So again, I didn't know anything about
Lies! You guys see?
the stunt that had been pulled.
Oh, it was a stunt.
Who else pulls up camping chairs outside a plot of land and sits there? You know, and I think it was only a matter of time before things
my lights are falling
were,
down.
like I said, every single month you're posting a new car. Eventually that's going to dry up. So you now need to go look at other ways to impress that same audience. And I think the pools that were drying up, this was the next step in the pool. And fortunately, they got caught out. And even as chief executive at the time, there was no feet for us to stand on. So as a company, there's a derivative, ignore it. They're just hating, ignore it. And the thing is, you sit there, you're saying they're just hating, but you're watching all the evidence in front of you, and you think to yourself, what am I actually representing here? And I think that's where the biggest thing is. I don't know if you're familiar with a term called soft quitting.
Why. There's so much I want to work now.
Yes.
I know silent quitting, not soft.
Silent quitting. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
same thing.
Same
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So I want to say just before that is when I started silent quitting. I was doing just the basics, just to get by and stuff, because the Fxgoat I joined back then versus what it was then was not. Every single month you're posting a new car.
At this point, this was like, you know, inspiring so many people, but then the truth came out.
Again.
Another thing also, that bruh, Nkobile, you will never ever give me my deal, my bro, because we are standing on two opposite sides of the spectrum. He supports what these guys did. He put them on, he gave them a platform, he made their influence bigger. Okay, they were big enough, they didn't need his influence per se, but him introducing them to his audience, that made them more bigger. That is why I will never ever give me my deal.
And you get lost in the sauce. So again, I didn't know anything about the stunt that had been pulled.
Oh, it was a stunt.
Who else pulls up camping chairs outside a plot of land and sits there? You know, and I think it was only a matter of time before things were, like I said, every single month you're posting a new car. Eventually that's going to dry up. So you now need to go look at other ways to impress that same audience. And I think the pools that were drying up, this was the next step in the pool. And fortunately, they got caught out. And even as chief executive at the time, there was no feet for us to stand on. So as a company, there's a derivative, ignore it. They're just hating, ignore it. And the thing is, you sit there, you're saying they're just hating, but you're watching all the evidence in front of you, and you think to yourself, what am I actually representing? And I think that's where the biggest thing is. I don't know if you're familiar with a term called soft quitting.
Soft quitting.
Yes.
I know silent quitting, not soft.
Silent quitting. Yeah,
same thing. Okay.
Thing.
Okay.
So I want to say just before that is when I started silent quitting. I was doing just the basics, just to get by and stuff, because the Fxgoat I joined back then versus what it was then was not the same.
They became too
And that for me was
greedy.
the biggest thing. And we didn't have a foot to stand on. But the company directive, ignore. They're just hating. Ignore it.
Yo, I always wonder like what goes on like inside, like within, like
Give me my
especially
dude,
when news like this goes out, and essentially you guys are trending everywhere. People are, and now it's like, yo, what's being said there? Is it just a thing of like, hey, no, it's a whatever thing?
I think it was a mess up at the end of the day. The thing is, you can only lie for so long before stuff comes out, and with what they're doing, I know for a fact everything before that was true.
Okay.
I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen them do things, and I want to say that's when the wheels started falling off Fxgoat. Is when everybody makes up their own mind. When you get told, imagine I tell you this shirt is red. You can see it's not red, but everybody else is saying it's red. You know what's in your mind, that you know that for a fact this is grey. But now, I must just sit here and be like, no, they're just hating. Ignore it. The guy, we're speaking to the same guy that exposed them, and when you're sitting with the evidence in front of you, the guy was speaking about his father. He was there. They went and recorded. How do you argue with that? And I think that's why the derivative was, okay, it happened. Let's ignore it, forget about it, and then a couple of weeks later,
when you guys talk about the guy that exposes people, say my name, man. My name is Rydall Ficks. You guys know me. Don't act like you don't know me. And that goes for everyone in this industry.
Posts disappeared. And I think when you get caught with your tail between your legs, you're caught. What do you do?
Simple.
Exactly. And like I said, that's when the wheels started falling off.
Yeah, so now you are ex-CEO of Fxgoat.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to go back to, I'm grateful for all the learning opportunities and everything that, they've provided for me. From the bottom of my heart, I still love Fxgoat as a brand, because it's come from nothing to the biggest name in the industry. That doesn't happen by luck.
Guys, this is the podcast episode I wish I had when I went to go see Andrew, because between the lines, and not between the lines, you guys know, we've exposed come on, he basically said the guy that exposes things. I'm the guy that exposes things. I'm the person that exposed them for the land, the cause. What else have I exposed them for? Jaguar and stuff. But Jaguar is not part of the conversation even. We're just focusing on the goats now, which is the twins, Emmanuel and Tapelo. But, come now, man. When I was saying these things, I was being called a hater. This man admits it himself. Oh no, he's just hating. But how so? How so? I know my research is solid, because if I was just hating and just lying, I would have seen defamation lawsuits.
And all the work and stuff that have been put into these to the company Fxgoat, the brand image. I think if it continued the way it was supposed to be operated, why it was founded in the first place, we would be unstoppable. But I think, like I said, you just get lost in the sauce, and eventually the wheels start falling off, and you start losing a purpose, because now you're sitting with all this money. What do I do with it? And like I said, when you're buying cars and flexing all the time, eventually that pool is going to dry up, and hence we are here where we are today.
Yeah. Okay, now that's heavy. This is all heavy, honestly. No, but thank you so much for getting into that. I hope you guys are happy.
Haven't I told you guys this? Over several videos, and people have the audacity to say, no, Rydall, you just hating. These are just lies. You don't know what you're talking about. The Fxgoat twins, they can't lie. They are too rich to lie. Why did Andrew go confirm everything we've exposed? Why? And this interview for me, even though I'm not the one to have hosted this podcast /interview, this has come full circle for me, because not only does it show you guys Rydall's word is credible, but it also shows you guys that when it comes to like doing the deep research on these guys and these finer things, the things that people seem to miss, I catch it. And not only do I catch it and I tell you, I show it to you. So, just seeing this whole thing, it makes me believe, not only like obviously I've been right all along, but it also shows that the twins are moving more devious than we thought they did. Because although the people that came and benefited of their image, just as much as people benefited of them, they benefited of these people as well. And hearing them wanting to franchise this or running a similar model as a franchise, it is, it's greed, guys. It's all greed. It's all greed. And I mean, I went as far as lining up all of their car purchases with their brand deals and stuff. And you guys still didn't believe me. And yeah, it came out. Yeah, it came out. Kiki, all I can say is my car is fixed. That clutch is in. November month, I'm gonna start organizing podcasts. I'm gonna have Andrew come as well, because the thing is, Nkobile didn't ask exactly what I would have asked, man. Sure, he got the narrative, sure, he got the story, but he wouldn't have asked what I wanted to ask, which means the answers that I would have gotten would have been of a different quality. So, all I'm gonna tell you guys is, please just wait for when I can have Andrew come for a podcast episode. I just need to sort out more lighting. I mean, you guys have seen this. I'm still moving ring light wise. There's another ring light over there as well. There you can see my ambience light is also ring lights. That light, I even forgot to switch that one on, but that is also a ring light. So I'm just trying to get like soft boxes and another mic that I can go forward with my podcasts. I mean, I just had to like fix the car because we need to be mobile and stuff. My kid's crash is like far from the house. My lady works quite a distance from the house as well. So November month, definitely look forward to that episode with me and Andrew, because while stuff was spoken, there's other things that wasn't spoken that I'm also keen to know about. I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers.